job. But I did it to show you that if you wanted me to be a reliable ride, that you had to prove to me, you had to show me with your actions that you respect me and appreciate what I was doing for you. All I wanted you to do was to treat me like I was your father. Treat me like a daddy. If you want me to fulfill the role of being a daddy, you should treat me like one. Because I've tried really, really hard to be a good father to you. And I've done for you things that most daddies in this United States wouldn't have done. Most of them would have told you to get out, get your fucking clothes together, leave, don't come back. There are many, many, many people on the street right now homeless because they fucked over their parents and their parents wouldn't stand for it. Many of them. They're young kids still. There's a thing on TV right now about this girl who left home because of her parents, because she couldn't get along with them, and then she sued them and tried to get them to pay her college education. She wouldn't live the way they wanted her to at the home, so
I understand this.
She sued them, and guess who the judge ruled in favor of?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, he sure as hell didn't tell the parents that they had to pay her college education. She lost.
Well, I know.
She lost the case. She's the one who lost the case.
I know losing my job was retaliation. I know that. I know it was get back.
It wasn't get back.
It's retaliation.
It was sending a message. If you want me to be a good, reliable daddy, you're going to have to be a respectable, kind son.
I mean, I understand that. I understand
That's
it.
the cost.
It's retaliation. I understand.
That cost me our relationship for life. Then we didn't have one anyway.
I was 42. I'm 42 years old.
I know it. You ought to know better. You ought to be responsible. You ought
right.
to be adult. You ought to be mature enough to know better than to talk to your 67-year-old daddy like a piece of shit when he's got 3 terminal illnesses, 4 if you want to take COPD into consideration, except I'm not likely to live long enough for that one to get me, but and do things to me that could kill me on the spot. You're old enough to know better.
I know. I was tired. I was tired and
it doesn't
stuff.
matter.
I was tired. I was laying back in the seat most of the days coming back from work. I was tired.
There's no excuse.
Just because I wasn't talking to you didn't mean I was trying to kill you.
There's no excuse for the way you yell and gripe and give me short answers to everything I say and trigger my PTSD with me telling you over and over again that just an anger outburst can kill me. You act like you just don't, either completely don't care if you do kill me or you think I'm lying. One or the other. Either one offends the fucking shit out of me. Every time I think about it. This could kill me. I hope when I do die it's right in front of your fucking face to see if you fucking care. I hope I fall in your lap when I die. Like AJ did.
Well, the truth of it is, I didn't do anything that didn't mean to do anything.
The truth of it is, you wouldn't care as much as you did when AJ died.
I was sleeping most days on the way back from work, and
that's not what I'm talking about. That's not the only thing I'm talking about, and you damn well know it. Every time I say something to you, you answer me with a smart remark. Or no remark at all. Every morning when you open the door to your bedroom, you do it in a way that you know if I'm asleep, it'll wake me up. I feel like you're doing it to spite me, because you don't have to make the slightest bit of noise when you open your bedroom door, but you open it like you're kicking a battering ram. every morning. And I can't believe that you're doing that because you don't remember that there's somebody in the house trying to sleep. I think you're doing it just to be spiteful to me. If I'm wrong, tell me. Tell me I'm wrong.
There's no reasoning or bargaining or talking about it, because whatever I say is going to be construed as trying to piss you off, so I'm not going to say another word.
brainwashing that it's my fault that you and I can't get along. When I look around and I see I don't have any trouble getting along with other people, and when I look around at I see that you can hardly get along with anybody. Almost every job you get, you start talking about how everybody in there is fucking with you. They're trying to drive you off the job. Everybody don't like you. Everybody's being mean to you. The bosses are fucking over you. And the other workers are fucking over you. And so, I mean, reason, there is some reasoning that one can apply to this situation. And maybe I could say that I'm somewhat to blame because I have post-traumatic stress disorder. People with post-traumatic stress disorder need to be treated like humans because when they get an adrenaline rush, it doesn't affect them like it does other people. It has a 10 times worse effect, and it doesn't bleed off easily. When you fuck over somebody with PTSD and you see you've triggered their PTSD, if you're a human, you'll stop whatever you were doing that caused it, so that the person doesn't go off and set fire to 4 churches, 3 houses, and then set fire to his dad's car at an ER entrance of VA hospital. Anytime you see me triggered my PTSD and you won't stop, you're playing with the same fire that burned all those churches. And when you buck up and want to shame me for thinking, daring to challenge a big guy like you, it's not what you can do to me that I'm afraid of. It scares me. It's not what you can do to me.
I know. So what you're saying?
It's what I might do to you that scares me.
So what you're saying is I could get killed.
What I'm saying is, if you trigger my PTSD, it's like when you set off a stick of dynamite. You don't know which thing's going to break first. Put it in a 55-gallon drum and set it off, and tell me which side's going to pop it at. Which side it's going to pop out of. When you trigger a person's PTSD, you're playing with something bigger than a 250-pound, 42-year-old man. Something bigger and far more dangerous. And the only thing that's been powerful enough to keep me from crossing that line is love. The only thing that caused me to burn buildings instead of people in 1984 was love. The only thing that's kept me from attacking you physically is love. It has never been fear. Don't you ever for 1 minute think that I'm afraid of you. I am smart enough to defend myself against a possible danger.
So you're saying
like I was in Vietnam.
So you're saying I should be afraid?
No,
I should live in fear. I should live in fear. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you should not try and you should be afraid to push me over the edge. Yes, sir. Yes, fucking sir. I'm saying you should be afraid to push me over the edge, like you've actually tried to several times. Yes. I'm not saying you should ever live in fear if you treat me right, because you're living with somebody who put his life on the line for you. But when you're trying to push me over the edge, yes, be afraid. Be afraid. I swear to God, be afraid when you're trying to push me over the edge. Be more afraid of what I'll do to you than what you'll do to me. Because you know what happened in 1983, December 4, 1983. That's because some people fucked over me for 11 months. It took them a long damn time to make me run out of cheeks. But when I ran out of cheeks, the whole goddamn world knew it. And I'm not saying this to be boasting, but there ain't nobody in the state of Kentucky ever kicked ass like I did on December 4, 1983, like your daddy did. Don't make your daddy do the same thing to you. Please. I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you, when you push a person with PTSD over the edge, he's not responsible for what he does. You're messing with the wrong thing. You're playing with the wrong goddamn firecracker. I'm asking you, please, don't push me over the edge. Because I love you. And I'd rather die than shed one drop of your blood. One drop. I wouldn't shed one drop of your blood for everything that I own, even my life. But if you push me over the edge, I won't be able to stop. And I've been close to it, buddy. All you got to do is treat me like a human, and it's not a big price to pay. No, sir, I'm not trying to make you afraid of me, but I want you to be afraid of yourself. If your intention is to push me over the edge, be afraid of yourself. Be afraid of what you're going to do, because it'll be your fault. Thank God Almighty that when I cracked on December 4, 1983, I still had enough reasoning ability to think that by doing so I might be saving some people's lives, because I knew that I couldn't continue what was happening without doing something that it would be worse than setting fires to buildings. I knew my daddy was in danger. I knew your mother was in danger, and several other people else were in danger, and I sacrificed my freedom to protect those low-life sons of bitches. And I've swallowed a lot of goddamn blood since I moved to Florida to keep from going off on you. But you'll never have to worry about it if you take it.